So the final thing I need to do, there's a second drum loop on the server. I need to pull that drum loop into a sampler, and I'm going to use the sampler to trim the start and end of the loop so that it loops nicely. And I'm actually going to use the sampler to speed up or slow down the tempo of the loop. So a sampler can be used to play things back faster or slower than original. So the idea of this task, we know that we can do that in the arrange window here. We've already done that. But we're actually going to use the sampler to play the loop back faster or slower so it matches the current tempo of our song. So we're going to need a new sampler instrument. We'll make a fourth software instrument track. Create the EXS24 sampler stereo instance here. Jump in behind. Make a new zone, and this zone is going to be my second drum loop. So on the server, in the same folder, there's the drum loop 2 here, which sounds like this. So I'm going to open that up in my sampler, and name that zone loop 2. So now I've got that sample loaded in. So it doesn't sound like it starts in a good place or ends in a good place for looping. So I'm going to switch on the loop function here. So turn that on. Then I'm going to open the sample up in the sample editor so I can have a good look at it. And the idea of this bit of the task is you've got to try and find the right points and trim your sample so that it loops nicely. So you just got to find where it sounds good so that it loops perfectly. I'm not going to show you how to do that because that's giving away the answers. And then the final part of the task is to get that loop to play in time with our current session that we've got. So when I play this, I have to try and make the loop play back at the same speed. So I can do that using the sampler by adjusting the pitch. So I'll just open this EXS24 here, so I can adjust the coarse and fine pitch of the sample until it's playing perfectly in time. And then I've just got to make a track that's a minute long. It's got markers in it, reverbs and delays. You guys know how to do all of that. And mix all of the different levels of the samples in the EXS24s. So for example, on my vocal drum EXS24 here, I'll just get out of here. If I want to make my snare drum quieter or louder, I can do it here with the volume and pan my drums left or right. So all the mixing's done in the samplers. So that's the idea of this task, we're using the samplers for everything, except for delay and reverb, which you'll use auxiliary sends for. So yeah, and then bounce it down, it's done. So that's how to do EMP task 5. If you've got any questions, give us a yell.